Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for joining. Tonight I wanted to take a little bit of a different route. For those of us here in Illinois, Governor Pritzker decided to extend the shelter-in-place, stay-at-home order to the end of May. I think it's the right thing to do. I'm in support of it, but I also know that comes with a lot of emotion, really kind of taking it in. So with that in mind, we decided that we were going to invite you guys into hopefully a little bit of laughter tonight. Hopefully. I'm not funny. He is. That's the truth of the matter. Some of you guys may have saw a few weeks ago I cut Matt's hair. We're about halfway through already, as demonstrated by his shirt. And we decided we'd share it a little bit with you. But we're going to take it, vote for Pedro. We're going to take it up a notch tonight to hopefully, once again, we're here to just bring a smile. So what we're going to do tonight is that despite the fact that we have been together for 18 years. 18 years?
Should we preface this the second take? Oh. Should we tell people this is the second go around?
No.
Okay.
So to kick it up a
We're
notch.
new to this whole internet fame thing.
What's the internet? Anyways, so what we decided to do is we are going to implement our own version of the Newlywed Game, which I can tell you, having been with somebody for 18 years, the Newlywed Game is really challenging in the sense that there's a lot of different answers that could come into place. Like, there are just a lot of things that, I don't know, it's hard to pick just one answer, okay? So I'm going to start kind of doing some cleanup before I deal with the mop up top, but you're looking really good.
You're doing great, except for that one. What is it? I think that's a bald patch.
That is a gray.
No, you got too close with the clipper.
Amanda.
Anyway.
Danica. Josephine.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mr. Amanda Dollinger. And Mr. Amanda McMillan, sorry. And, but anyway, so thanks so much. Oh, Robin Phelps is watching again. Robin, it's the same.
Take two. We're finishing up.
But what we wanted to really do today is just go through some of these funny things because we started thinking about this and saying, hey, what can we do? Because we're bored. We know you're probably bored. And
we're not bored. We're just a little stressed with it.
Well, we also yeah, okay. But anyway, so without further ado, I want to jump right into the dating game under quarantine.
McDollinger style.
So the first question, those of us that are parents, this would be a good one, but the true fact is, which Disney character?
And just to put it out,
you got it.
A small screen.
It is a small screen.
Matt's handwriting is atrocious. This is not my handwriting. So I just want to be really clear on that. Because I think handwriting tells you a lot about the way people's brains work and stuff like that, not mine.
But I can write fast. So anyway, so the first one, I went out on a limb here, and I said that Amanda reminds me of my favorite redhead, Merida, from the Brave movie. For those of you who don't know, she rides a horse, she shoots arrows. She's kind of she's a total badass.
Totally, so, and I'm taking that as an honor, but I'm not that cool. I've got the horse part, and I'm not that adventurous. I went the totally different route. I went Tiana from Princess and the Frog. She's a little bit of a workaholic. She doesn't really do a lot of things outside of kind of commit herself to her family and work. I figured it was pretty spot on, and
But Tiana can cook.
She chooses to cook.
Well, let me tell you about the first meal that Amanda cooked.
Okay, so the first meal that I ever cooked for him, it is not my fault. He showed up 3 hours late, and he had also eaten a supersized, what was it? A Dairy Queen supersized...
A Blizzard.
Blizzard with, what was it? Whatever.
It's Heath and Butterfingers, the only way to go. It's like straight
up. So he showed up 3 hours late.
Right?
My salmon was 3 hours overcooked.
If you've ever seen,
and I have never lived it down in 18 years.
If you've ever seen salmon turn into gravel before, it was kind of like that. You could have used it to like...
On the flip side, if you don't want to be the cook, it's kind of brilliant. Just take mine. Right. I do the same with dishes too. People don't realize, he doesn't realize that I'm okay at doing dishes. He thinks I'm terrible at it. He thinks I'm terrible at house cleaning in general.
Moving right along.
Strategic.
Mine would be...
Hold on, where's my... Oh, yours.
Mine.
Okay. You are so predictable. Gaston, 100%. Conceited, good hair, not so muscular build, and he can sing, right? Most people don't know this about Matt. He went to school on a choir scholarship. I didn't know about it at first either, but he actually has a great voice.
I use antlers in all of my decorating. Thank you. Anyway.
He had a good voice.
Next question, ladies and gentlemen. Do this Letterman style.
I'm going wet up top, okay?
Whatever you say, baby.
This
What?
is the evening edition.
This is late night. Instagram's for older people, so we don't have to be PG-13.
I
Totally.
thought it was the other way around. I thought
Whatever.
Facebook was for older people.
Whatever. But the next one is I can't read it, and I'm
It's because your handwriting.
I have my glasses. What? What?
We're
Am I
Matt
finally.
just got his first pair of cheaters. Look at his eyes.
You ever seen the movie Up?
I can't even look at him seriously in them.
Hey, baby.
People are gonna think we drink.
What is your quarantine guilty pleasure? Okay, so we've all been locked up for like 30 some days or whatever, and we've all kind of found like what our guilty pleasure is. Like some of us, sneak out and eat bags of jelly beans. Some of us cry,
do all of the above.
cry in the corner. Some people take our dogs for an exorbitant number of walks. But Amanda's is that she has become. Can they see me over like all this notification?
Yes.
They can't. Okay, great. Amanda has
Is this
finally.
your first time on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, don't you have a digital advertising company?
Shut up. So Amanda has finally been like introduced to the joy, the love of fuzzy slippers. What we have tokenly called in the McDollinger family for 18 years now, the slofer. And it's not a slipper, it's not a loafer.
The slofer
it's
is actually
sloper.
no. So the slofer is a term of my baby cousin Jeremy, who is now in, where is he? Finland, on some rustic cabin in the woods. The bathroom isn't even in the house right now.
He gets water out of a hole in the
He
ground.
gets water out of a hole. But he turned the slofer at one of the family weddings where he was walking around in socks and his what?
His Adidas
His
flip-flop
Adidas.
thing.
And so we termed it the slofer. I'm going to give you credit though. I said my newfound guilty pleasure are slippers and house shoes. I never spent enough time in my house to have house shoes, but now I have house shoes and I love them.
While we're at it, let's roll over to me.
Oh.
What is
You're so
my,
easy.
What are you saying my guilty pleasure
Your
is?
guilty pleasure. And admittedly, Matt does a tremendous amount with kids. His guilty pleasure is alone time with fishing videos.
Hiding, watching YouTube. That's literally, like, I used to sit here and go, who the hell watches like 2 hours worth of YouTube videos in a sitting or something like that? It's all about finding the right channel. Because now I found fishing and the boat fails, and it's like, it's
He disappears during bath time. I have no idea where he goes. I'm like yelling for him, like, can you get the girls' towels? Can you do something? And I find him like in some dark corner hiding,
With the
like
dogs.
almost like some PTS.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Next one is, again, this is a good one. What celebrity would you want to be stranded on an island with or stuck on an island with? Now this one,
This was a hard one.
it's
This was a
super
really hard
It
one.
is.
And
It's
I
kinda
kind
like,
of objected to this one a little bit because, once again, we've been together for 18 years. So over 18 years, Matt has gone through a lot of different... How come nobody can even see me? You're hogging it. You are.
but my hair looks great.
But your hair looks great. So over 18 years, Matt has gone through different phases of celebrity crushes. I've been very consistent. They've been like always the same
dude.
type.
They're
They're
all
always the same
dude.
type. But
So my answers were Jax Teller or Ragnar from the History Channel's Vikings.
So true, but
same dude, like literally the same dude.
yeah, but the problem with that is that's where you totally were not honest. You told me to think back to when we first met. Those two people weren't even in existence when we first met. There were two people that I could have gone with.
Watch
Two
this.
people. And realistically, only one of them has just played a lot of really creepy roles lately, so I couldn't. And that, Matthew McConaughey.
I shouldn't. No, you're right. I
shouldn't.
shouldn't have forgotten the frickin' pointy ears. You're an elf lover. I love it.
Bloom. I love you. Orlando Bloom.
He's gotten so weird though.
They all have.
You need to, yeah. So
But anyways, I was following the instructions, counting back to when we first met.
So mine, who would mine be? Because there, as you said, like we all go through phases, and I had kind of a
so Matt's phases.
it's like what do you call it?
The buxom
split
blondes,
personality.
which clearly I don't fit into.
Yeah.
And then the kind of the girl next door brunettes, which I still don't think I fit into. In fact, there was a point in my life in which I said to him, I'm like, I just don't understand what you see in me.
What about my obsession with Keira Knightley? Yes.
What?
That's deep.
That's deep. Yeah, I actually asked him at one point in time, I'm like, I don't really fall into any of your categories of really attractive. So are you sure this works?
Keep it going.
Hold on, I'm cutting your hair.
I understand.
You're not multitasking here.
No, I'm not. I'm just...
Anyways, I said, going back to the original days, the buxom blonde, the queen of the buxoms, Pam Anderson.
And
Baywatch on an island in a red bathing suit.
I went so much deeper because it was all about Selma Hayek.
I would have never called that.
It's, the first
Frida
time,
ruined her for me.
First time I ever
After
saw.
Frida, I could
First
never
time
look
I
at her.
ever saw Desperado, man, with her and Antonio Banderas. Done. Yeah, and she's been awesome ever since. So anyway, moving right along. The next question is pretty fun and very easy for the two of us. Is that so? You win the lotto. What do you do with the money? Okay. So you win the lotto. How would you spend it?
At the end of this?
Take off what?
More.
Take off probably, yeah, because you left it pretty long last time.
last time.
But I can understand. So there's no shock to anybody who's watching this who really knows Amanda. But I would say that it was a toss-up, but at the end, because I wanted to say that Amanda, knowing anyone who's dealt with Amanda, you're seriously.
Sorry, I'm cutting your hair.
You need it on like a Lazy Susan or something.
I'm cutting his hair.
That's
For
how,
real, guys.
That's how old. Real. That's how old I am. I called it a Lazy Susan.
You are old.
But so. A plethora of ponies is what I thought that you would just like say, hey, and depending on the number, I guess plethora is depending on like what.
What a plethora actually means.
But
to people.
no, I was thinking more of like what the jackpot was like. Anyway, so
it may only be one or two.
So what was yours for yourself?
I said a horse, plain and simple, just one. I'd probably invest the rest so that I could buy more horses in the future. Just because that's a sensible thing that I would do with it. Because I could fund our lifestyle off of that investment versus just blowing it all at one day.
I'd like to deposit $25 million in a checking account, please.
Somebody has to think this way so that he can think that way.
Are you FDIC insured? Because anyway, mine, pretty simple. Ladies and gentlemen.
You're so easy.
Fishing boat.
You're so easy.
Fishing boat.
Fishing boat.
And the thing is that nobody understands a fishing boat until you really like think about what. If you start pricing one out, you build it out, and it's like, well, of course I'd want that. Why wouldn't I? So.
Well, so the funny thing about the fishing boat is with our girls, the girls are girls, and all they do is run around all the day and go, I want. And so Matt has actually taught them that when they go on their I want spirits, that he basically has said, well, what does Daddy want? And they go, a fishing boat.
And then they don't have any more attention span, so they just
they lose interest.
So, here's your straight up newlyweds question: is what is the first movie you saw together? The first one, going back 18 years now. What was the first movie that we watched together?
I'm 100% right on this. I can even tell you where we were.
1 on 3. 1.
Hold on.
2, 3.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
High Fidelity.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Telling you.
Woman's recollection.
So
we were at his place.
No. So here's the deal.
He told me I should watch that movie because he related himself to John Cusack in that time as that deep, complex. But if I really wanted to understand Matt Bollinger, that there were 3 movies that I had to see. High Fidelity, Joe Dirt, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. We saw this one first, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, at your condo on Winnebago when you lived with, what was her name? Not Christina. It was a roommate thing. It wasn't some roommate thing. But I'm totally right now.
Yes. So anyway, and I put down that we watched High Fidelity because, as Amanda said, there were certain things that, certain movies. I'm a movie guy, and Amanda's a movie person too. And so there's certain things that we said, to really understand me, to get it, just to vet the other person. there were 3 movies you had to see. And number 1 was High Fidelity, to see if you could get the top 5 in the music reference and things along those lines.
It was really about the music
Number
reference.
2 was Jay and Silent Bob for pop culture. Now, you could have gone Clerks, but Jay and Silent Bob, more recent, still, you know, if you got it, you got it. And Joe Dirt was just like stupid humor. That was like Tommy Boy awesome.
She's my sister, she's my sister.
Amanda.
Sorry.
So, moving right along. Next one. The last
They
thing.
can't read your handwriting.
The last thing you bought from Amazon. Sure they can. They can
No,
see
they
it too.
can't. I can barely read it, and
Everybody
I've read
can
it for 18 years.
The last thing you bought from Amazon. So my philosophy is that there's 2 kinds of people.
Sorry.
There's 2 kinds of people on who order from
this
Amazon
is not
in a relationship.
fair.
And there's the people who like. There's the staples. Like we order.
People like me support his wild visions. That's the reality of it. From the fact that if it were up to you, we would never have deodorant and mouthwash and shampoo and laundry detergent.
But we would have the most awesome set of watercolors.
I get pigeoned into this role, so it's not fair.
So anyway, the last thing that Amanda bought from Amazon that I recollect is kids mouthwash. Amanda? Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
Told you.
Mouthwash.
Mouthwash. And then the fun guy that the girls get excited about with regards to, you know, packages coming from Amazon is, see if you can read that. That is 15 pounds of plaster of Paris.
No way. It hasn't. We don't have it. It hasn't come.
Last order.
That's
Thing
not
you
fair. How
ordered.
would I know what
It's
you
totally
ordered?
because
I don't scope out your orders like you
you're
do.
homeschooling your children. What 4-year-old wouldn't want to like dip their hands, or 5-year-old wouldn't want to dip their hands in plaster of Paris? It just sounds. I mean, that's like it's like a coming of
I went
age
totally
thing.
different. I went with what showed up last.
Okay.
What showed up yesterday was a microscope. Yes, the kind that you had in grade school
For a 5-year-old.
for a 5-year-old.
Because we were studying insects, you know, it's serious stuff. You can't, you know, get excited about it until you go in
She
there.
has a bug. What's it called?
The suction gun.
Bug sucker too. They caught bees the other day.
We got bees. We
What
wanted
if
to
I
see.
was allergic to them?
We would have found out quickly. Moving right along. What is the last thing? Oh, this one. No, I know there was a lot of protest under this question. I'm going to throw it in there anyway. It is favorite
Oh no, no,
favorite
no,
band
no.
of all time.
Not fair. Not fair at all. I
And
totally
so-
object to it.
What I remember from meeting Amanda and talking to her and getting to know her and things like that.
So let's preface it that Matt
Sure.
then prefaced. Hold on, I'm cutting you off because you're not being fair. The favorite band of all time is an unfair question in my mind because we love music and I don't necessarily believe that there's a favorite band. I can do a top 5, I can do a top 10, but I can't do a favorite band. And then we went into is it what we liked the most when we met? Is it 18 years later? Is it before we met? Is this all time? So
Because I don't think your heart has changed in 18 years as far as like music. There hasn't been anything so revolutionary. But so my answer, to cut to the quick, is
What'd you say?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, that's a good call. Not my favorite though.
Smashing Pumpkins. Amanda.
Top 10, not my favorite.
Amanda kind of blew me away with the fact that she had gone and, you know, seen such a big fan of Smashing Pumpkins. Things like
I
that.
do. I
Very
really
cool.
loved, especially
So-
the early Pumpkins.
So what was yours?
Sean Hannah watching? They had a great
think
Pumpkins
so.
cover band when we were growing up.
Suzanne Helene is watching. She like had some amazingly
Hi, Suzanne.
awesome music
Absolutely.
venues.
So I do love the Pumpkins. Absolutely. Not a favorite band, but definitely in a top 10, especially for that point in my life.
What did you put down? You backpedaled a lot.
Sorry.
Yanni.
I went with Foo Fighters, but I'm saying it under projection that I do not claim to have an all-time favorite band. I have a top 5 or a top 10.
I will give you that probably best concert we've seen as far as most fun. Like
Foo
you can't go get anything better than Dave Grohl going up and doing a Honda Odyssey commercial in the middle of the show. That was pretty amazing to.
No, the Lenny Kravitz show I think might have been a little bit
Okay.
better.
Anyway, mine. I have a lot of back and forth. I've got complex
What do you
music
put? I can't
taste.
see.
Pixies.
Oh. Where's mine?
I mean, it's such a safe bet too because it's just like covers everything.
Not a fair question. Matt is such a musical person. As I said, he went to school on a choir scholarship. Music like runs in his blood. I would not pigeonhole you into one band. That would be wrong. And if
So-
I did, it wouldn't be the Pixies.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so
How am I
that's
doing?
yeah, you're doing great. I don't. There's a bunch of comments and stuff like that, and so I can't see it. All I can see is my nose and above, but
All you can see is your nose and above.
it's very cool. But so
The short one again. Or you made me do the line with this thing, huh?
The line, the hard part. Ooh. Who wants to
Here
zoom
we
in
go
for the hard
in.
part? See how Amanda really does. Here.
Oh my God, not
Come
so
on,
much
get in
pressure.
there.
No, I can't do this angle.
Oh, maybe I should hold. Wait, you get the phone.
No!
Up. Look, I'll hold the phone. You do it
Give me a little, I can't see.
Sure you can. I don't know if anybody else can.
Put it down.
Are you trembling?
Yes.
Are you
Because
having
it's a bad angle.
Are you having a seizure?
That's not something to joke about.
Especially with your barber. So this is Amanda's first hard part, everybody.
It's not, it's my second. Oops, I went a little deep there, babe.
Oh, you're supposed to go deep.
No, I went a little
Oh,
deeper. Because you're holding it in a bad
A
light.
little low is what you're
See?
saying. Oh,
That's
man.
what I'm trying to say. You're
Wow.
holding it at a bad angle, and that's not fair.
So.
Now you're going up my nose, and that's not fair either.
How about that?
Just put it down.
Okay. Well, I can't reach over here.
Yeah,
so.
your hard part is way too hard this time.
Okay.
And I'm blaming
That's
you.
what she said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're going to pull this down a little bit.
So, all right. So the last one just kind of, ooh, there's got some longies in there, girl.
That's what I'm saying. You were
Jesus.
bending the wrong way.
Well, it's all for comedic value. It's like our version of the challenge because neither one of us are going to switch his shirt upside down. The last one we just want to put out there, rather than doing a vote or something like that, is the favorite quarantine adventure project. And so I'm going to go the kid route. So the kid route, we've done a lot of fun stuff, and I think the cool thing about this is that having kids, you have the ability to kind of like do this stuff. Like you've got a lot of time now, even though we're still working and we're doing all this stuff and everything like that. There's opportunities to do this, except for you. And so my favorite kid project so far has been that we have done a paper mache volcano complete with eruption of baking soda and vinegar. And so that was great. I just found out, here's a great thing if you do that trick. The trick to it is to add a teaspoon of dish soap because it makes it more fuzzy and makes more bubbles in it rather than just the foam. And so anyway, so the girls and Amanda and I, we did this paper mache volcano and, put it up and then had it blow up and everything. It was super, super fun. So that was my, since we're going to be here for another 30 some days, that's my favorite quarantine adventure so far. Amanda?
I'm going to go a different route. Shocker. So for me, I don't know if people know this or not. Like Matt and I are.
You're an introvert?
No, people know that. I am.
You're funny?
No, people don't know that. I'm not funny. You're the funny one.
You're very funny. Just FYI, let it out of the bag. Amanda is very funny.
Matt and I are in shape people, but we don't work out, admittedly.
I've been blessed with tapeworms, essentially.
Stress and stairs is what I say. I have
Coffee.
a lot of stress and a lot of stairs. Anyway, so we're not very good at working out. So one of the things that we committed to one another was that we were going to try and make some time, and admittedly it's only 15, 20 minutes, but it's some time to every night do some sort of workout video together. We've been doing some boxing,
Some
we've
yoga.
been doing some yoga, and then we've been doing some cardio. The cardio is my least favorite. Burpees are not my friend. Some days I feel a little too old for a burpee because they are really hard. But I've enjoyed that. I think that's been some time that, something that we haven't been able to do. We're feeling good about ourselves. I mean, in the sense of kind of being active and those types of things. It's taking the place because obviously I can't ride my horses right now.
If you ever want to feel uncoordinated, do a modern day cardio class.
Oh my God. I always know it's bad when they've got, people that are half our age doing it and they're winded in it. And I'm thinking like,
If they're sweating, I'm done.
how
Yeah,
are we expected to keep up?
for sure.
But anyways, that's been one of my favorite things that,
I think it's been great too because it's like we can keep one another accountable, and we kind of do it together and make it out to be so.
and I only laugh at Matt every once in a while.
Once a night.
It's the kicks and the yoga. There's a few things that he does that I admittedly laugh when it's inappropriate.
I had a coach once who said that compared to me to stretching of the unfolding of a rusty lawn chair. And I think it was pretty spot on. So
Yeah, that's pretty true.
but anyway, once you sign off, we'll let these people go to
Awesome.
bed and
Be kind. Be kind to one another.
Thanks for sharing some time with us.
Kind to yourself. Be kind to your spouses if you're trapped with your spouses or whomever you are trapped isn't the right word, is it? Whoops. People are going to think that we drink.
Sequestered?
We don't drink.
Sequestered.
But no, I'm going to start that over. Be kind.
We can edit that out.
We can't. We're live.
I know.
Be kind to yourself. Be kind to one another. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Be responsible in your social distancing. I do believe that extending the order to the end of May was the right thing to do. We are doing great in this. We are succeeding in this. We are flattening the curve. Just keep doing what we're doing, and that's great. I'm so looking forward. We are so looking forward to getting through this with all of you. Hopefully we brought a couple of smiles to your face tonight. I know that it was hard to hear the order extended, and that's all we wanted to do tonight was just make you smile a little bit. So hopefully we did that. I will look forward to seeing you guys.
You guys gave us something to do, if nothing else.
We have nothing to do, like another 3 hours of work.
Right.
But hopefully it brought that smile. I will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. I don't think he's going to be here tomorrow night. We'll get back to some other things, maybe talk a little bit more about the order, the stimulus plan, or anything really riveting and exciting about that. But be kind and take care of yourselves.
Good night.
Bye.